Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in. Today we're taking a look at the SWIT camera top LCD monitor called the S1053F. And bear with me here, this is my first product review. So, well, the camera comes in this lovely helicase-like box from SWIT, which is great for transporting the LCD screen. So let's open it up and take a look at what's actually inside it. So obviously there is a user manual and there is a warranty card. Obviously there's the screen. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Let's take a look at the accessories first and foremost. The screen comes with this this Nokia-like arm, and I'm going to tell you, I've seen a lot of these arms over the years, and these Chinese knockoffs, they are usually not very good, but this one is actually a really good arm. It has this small tiny rosette in here that locks the arm into position, and it's not going to lose position once it's actually tightened. So that's really nice to see. Also comes with this hot shoe or cold shoe adapter so that you can screw it into your camera on top. Very nice arm that they have included in the box here. Obviously there's a microfiber cloth that you can use to wipe the screen with. There is a lockable HDMI cable. There is a D-tap to the screw-on power connector. Really nice to see that SWIT has made an effort and made these screw-on power connectors so that you don't pull the cable while you're recording. So that's a really nice feature. Then obviously, depending on where you are from, you get this power supply here, again with this screw-on adapter here, and your plug here may vary. Then there's a battery plate depending on what model you get. This one is the U model, which means that it supports the batteries from Sony. But you can get these for Canon, you can get them for Panasonic, all kinds of different batteries. So that's really nice that you get a custom one for your camera. This actually screws onto the back of the screen. I'll show you in a minute. And then the plug goes directly into the monitor. Then there's obviously 4 screws for the battery adapter. Then finally, there's actually a sun hood that comes with this screen. And that is actually the only part of this that's made of plastic, is this adapter here. And that's really nice to see, actually. What you do is you just click this onto the back of the monitor, and then you have a really nice sun hood. So that's a really nice feature about this screen. It has this magnetic lock in the bottom so that it'll stay in the correct shape when you use it. Very nice idea, actually. Actually, it's this way around. Let me just show you here. I flipped it out the wrong way. Sorry about that. There you go. Very nice addition, I must say. Let's take a look at the monitor itself. So this is a 5.5 inches wide screen. It's a full HD, so it's 1920 by 1080, and it's actually a very good quality screen. It's only 8-bit, but it has some kind of internal pixel shifting, something that, you know, it almost looks like a 10-bit image, but obviously it's not. But it's actually a very nice image. It's sharp. The color reproduction is actually very good. So that's really nice to see. They've gone a long way to put a really good LCD display in it. In the bottom you have a 1/4-20, as well as in the top, where you also have these 3 user buttons. On the side you have a thumb wheel, and you can use that to click with and navigate the menus. Then there is a USB port, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute. There's a headphone plug. On the other side there's nothing, but on the back there's obviously the power in. There's HDMI HDMI full-size input, there's SDI in and SDI out, and then obviously the power on button. What this screen can do is it can actually convert from the HDMI to SDI so that you can transmit, say you wanted to transmit a wireless signal to a director's monitor. You can do that with a screen, and you can actually use the internal LUT conversion and then output from a log signal to a Rec 709 or whatever kind of look that you want onto the screen and onto the SDI out. So that's a really nice feature, and also very nice to see that SWIT has actually gone a little bit further and put full-size SDI plugs on the back of this screen. The power consumption of this screen is around 12 watts, which means that if you use something like this, which is a 28 watt hour battery, you will be able to run the screen for about 2 hours on that battery. So that's a really nice, efficient use of power on the screen. The screen does have these holes on the back, and I think that's just for ventilation. The screen doesn't have a fan that I know of inside. If it does, I haven't heard it at any point. So that's really nice that it's a totally quiet and very energy efficient screen. Obviously, the screen has all the functions that you need. It has LUT conversion, as I talked about before. It's got all the exposure tools that you would expect these days, like histograms and false color and peaking and zebras and all that stuff. That's totally built into the screen. I will say that SWIT has gone a long way to put all of the different features that we expect these days into this screen here. So that's really nice. It's a really nice screen. It's all made of aluminum, so it's quite sturdy, and you can buy a scratch resistant top for the screen that you can put on. So that's really nice. If I was to make a comparison, obviously I would compare it to something like the Blackmagic Video Assist that I've got right here. The Video Assist has a slightly smaller screen size. It has this edge here, which makes the screen inset a bit. It also has the mini BNC connectors that I don't like because they break so easily, and it's also limited to only Canon batteries on the back here. This screen also has a monitor because it gets quite warm when you're using the internal recording functionalities of the screen, which is nice, but it's also very power consumptive. It also uses a lot of power. That's what I wanted to say. Obviously, you have the headphone plug. You have a 12-volt power that doesn't have a locking mechanism though, but and then a USB for updating. Let me just get back to the USB part about this SWIT monitor, because that's one thing that sort of annoys me about this screen. The USB is used for firmware updates. It's used for importing LUTs, and that's all fine, but it doesn't connect to a computer. It has to be done through a USB drive like this one. But the problem is, this is micro USB and this is full-size USB, so you need some kind of adapter or cable that goes into the screen. Now, for some weird reason, that doesn't come with the screen, which I don't know why SWIT wouldn't put that in. It's like a 50-cent item, you know. It doesn't make any sense at all. But so you want to make sure that you actually have one of those guys. So if you order this screen, get that also. Just a nice suggestion there for you. You might experience when you get this screen that it doesn't have the internal LUTs, and that's because it's a firmware upgrade. So you will need to get the newest firmware from SWIT, put that onto the screen, and then you have all the different LUT features. I don't want to go ahead and fire up the screen. I could do that, but you guys will never be able to actually measure anything off of what you see here. Let me just say that this is a really solid screen. The quality is good. It has good brightness. It has great contrast. All that stuff is just it's among the best that you can actually expect from these types of screen in this price range. So if you have a way to actually try this out, I would definitely suggest that you get a hold of it, try shooting with it, and see if it's something for you. I think it's a really solid product. The only thing, as I said, the USB annoys me. And it annoys me a little bit that the sun hood is made of plastic, but it's not a big deal. I really like that I get this with the screen, actually. And I'm sure that some of the usual suspects like Small Rig will come out with something like a cage for it, as they do for all the other brands. So that's it for me. Thanks for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more of these reviews, please subscribe to my channel. There's going to be all kinds of stuff on this channel, reviews, as well as on-set stuff in the future. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in.